Hello and welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here today. I want to talk about food freedom and I want to talk about what food freedom isn't. And I want to talk about what it is. And I want to talk about how to not get it. And I want to talk about how to get it because I think a lot of times when we hear the word or the term food freedom, we don't quite know what it means, right? Like, who's talking about food freedom? Not really very many people, because the focus is more about weight loss or improved energy or clear brain. What am I trying to say? Cognition. But I don't think a lot of times we're talking about how can we be free from food. But in my last episode, we talked a lot about how much time we spend thinking about food and just how much food and what did I eat and what did I not eat and what can I eat and what time should I eat. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. And yet so many people live there and they think that they're in freedom. And it's not, it's bondage. But I think the hard thing is that when people don't know what freedom is, how do you explain it to them? So I'm going to try really hard in this episode to do it. So let's talk about what food freedom isn't. Food freedom isn't losing weight because you have been eating fake food, or you've been starving yourself, or you've been maybe measuring out your food in little containers so you have just the right portions. It's not doing those things in an attempt to lose weight. It's not doing the diet plan that's really popular right now so you can fit into a pair of pants. It's not food freedom, that's bondage. What food freedom is knowing what foods work for your body and listening to and honoring that. And you learn that by trial and error, but we haven't been taught how to listen to our bodies. It's honoring your hunger and fullness and recognizing those cues in your body when you're hungry and when you're full, and honoring and respecting that. It's knowing that it's okay to eat lunch at 10:30, even though the clock doesn't say noon, because we've been programmed to eat at certain times. It's letting go of all of the rules and all of the diets and all of the fads and quieting that noise that's everywhere around us in our newsfeed, in the checkout line at the grocery store. Comes up in almost every conversation. Anytime I'm somewhere, the topic of weight loss inevitably comes up and I don't bring it up. It's pushing all of that aside and listening to your body and honoring that. Does that help explain a little bit of what food freedom is? It's knowing what foods work for you to give you energy. It's knowing how to tune into those hunger and fullness cues and honoring that. It's not following some plan. It's not some one size fits all plan at all. It's finding the way that your body was made, that your body was created, what your body needs in response to, because it's different for all of us. It's not one size fits all. We're not a one size fits all people. You're not me and I'm not you. Can't expect us to do that with food. Kind of ridiculous. So let's talk about how to not get food freedom and how to stay in bondage. Because I see a lot of people doing this and they're thinking that they're free. And I did the same thing, okay? So I will readily admit I did the same thing. How to not get food freedom would be following the latest plan out there. You know, the one you see in your newsfeed that your friend just joined the MLM for. I don't have anything against MLMs. I do have an issue with people calling themselves health coaches when they haven't gone through the training and they're not certified in health coaching. I do have a problem with that. So know the difference between somebody who's gone through training to really help you retrain your brain, your thoughts, your habits, because that's where the transformation happens. It doesn't come from eating prepackaged food full of chemicals, ingredients, and things that are actually not healthy for you in an attempt to lose weight. So to not get food freedom would be to follow the one size fits all, would be to withhold and deprive yourself, would be to eat only at certain times, would be to eat only certain types of foods because you've reached your allotted amount for the day. Okay, I did that. I thought I was free. I was getting free. I had learned by that point which foods I was intolerant to, and that was a really big breakthrough for me. And then I changed the way that I ate, and that was another breakthrough. But I was confined to thinking that I could only eat certain things at certain times in certain portions. Not freedom. Freedom comes from listening to your body and honoring that. Do we have any questions about how to not get food freedom? Because there are a lot of ways to not get food freedom and stay in bondage. I see them every day. And I don't want that for you. So let's talk about how to get food freedom. And I want to share a story. I got this in my inbox and it was awesome. It was from a woman that I worked with. And she said, I saw this picture of JLo a while back and saved it. I've always thought she was a gorgeous woman. And even though I know I will never be that skinny again, it never stopped my dreaming. So I decided to I would capture a similar photo. So here goes. JLo, 52, mother of 2, no cellulite, no fat. Rosanna, 49, mother of 5, cellulite and fluffy. Both of us are real. Both of us might not even like our bodies, but I know at least one is free. She listens to her body and makes choices from what her body tells her. She has learned to love herself without conditions and has found freedom in to be my own kind of beautiful. So that's how we find food freedom. It's really what I do in my coaching. That's why my business is called Free to Be. That's why my program is called Finding Freedom, because we really need to retrain our brain and our thoughts and our mindset and our habits around food, because we've been conditioned to believe that we eat at certain times and we eat certain things at certain times of year, and we get into sabotage, and there's so many things that affect this, and it's not your fault, right? Like, it's what you know, it's what you came from, it's how you grew up, it's what society teaches, like no fault at all. But I think we need to acknowledge that if we want to change and something isn't serving us, that we need to take action to make that happen. And so if you're ready to learn a new way of being and ready to start that journey of finding food freedom, I would love to do that with you. It's what I do. It's my heart, it's my soul, it's my passion to help women find that freedom. And so there are a couple of ways you can do that. We have the Breaking Free from Sugar program that's starting today. If you find yourself, just mesmerized by the sweets like I was, that is an opportunity. Or if you know that you are ready to go all in and find that food freedom, I will put a link to my calendar and we can schedule a coffee chat. And that's really the best way to learn about the options, what I offer, and how I can come alongside you and help you find freedom, because it's time to get free. It's time to get out of the bondage, and it's time to find freedom. And I would love to help you with that. So thank you for listening. If you have any questions, if it wasn't clear, please let me know. But I can't wait to talk to you next week. Bye.